Okay.
Alive.
Energy,
Alive.
energy all over.
All right, but before see, I'm going to take your face away. I don't want you to distract people yet. I'm going to take your face away. So hi guys, what's up? How are you? How are you doing? Okay, so good evening and welcome to the third session of our virtual conference, the NYSC Boardroom. Thank you so much for always tuning in. Thank you so much for always watching the replay. Thank you so much for always coming to my DMs with questions. Thank you for always saying, how can you help me? That is like one of the most amazing and beautiful questions, like one of the most that question just puts a kind of joy in my heart, and I'm so grateful to God for that. It's a privilege to do this, and I don't take it for granted. All right, so in today's session, we have a very, very big man. And the beautiful thing I love about this session is that this session is one of the most talked about, one of the most asked about, one of the most everything. Like people just want to know how to do better with money when it comes to money, when it comes to this Alawi issue, this 33K issue. People need answers. And I remember when I was also about to go serve, or when I was serving actually, I also had issues with it. And it was like wisdom of God that helped me to navigate it. And I know that is not everybody that has access to that. That is why the NYSC Boardroom has partnered with an amazing human being who I know is he eats money. If it's possible to say that, he eats money. I know he's very, very knowledgeable in that aspect. I remember when I got to know what he does as a 9 to 5, I was like, yo, you are doing passion, business, everything is aligning. How are you doing it? Each alignment is aligning, and it's so amazing to. I met him during service. Beautiful thing. I met him during service. Blessing Peter, thank you so much for joining. Let me know which part of Nigeria are you joining from. I know we have people from Bayelsa. I know we have people from there's even somebody from Ghana who is not even a copper but just loves the initiative that is watching this. So let me know the part of Nigeria which you are joining us from, that you are chatting from. Right. So as I was saying about my awesome human being, he does amazingly well with money. He knows a lot about money. I met him during NYC myself, and I loved our conversation right from there. He has inspired me to create a lot of amazing things, and that is why I am so excited to bring him here today. Because when people are talking, when people that know road are talking, Ayomide Taiwo said she's joining from Osun State. Wow, this person is joining from Ogun State. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. All right, so as I was saying, this guy knows money. This guy eats money. This guy looks like money. So when you see him today, please believe. Feel free to believe, because me never go bill him. All right, so I'm going to be bringing to us right now, and I'll be asking him some very, very deep questions. When I shared our questions with him, he was like, yo, like his energy this evening is even 100%. So please and please, I want you to I hope you have your pen. Somebody is even joining from Cross River State. Wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. All right, so in case we are watching the replay, you can drop the place where you are watching from. Somebody is joining from Imo State. Godfrey is joining. Godfrey is joining from Imo State, which is awesome. All right, so I'm going to bring him up now. I'm going to be asking him some juicy questions, and I want you to what? Take your pen, take your paper, and be taking. Me self, I go take notes. Trust me, I go take notes. All right, so right now I'll be bringing my very good friend. We all call him 𝘮𝘰𝘠 because I hope he does not have a marker and board at his back there, because that guy, he too like to calculate money, but we're excited to have him to get one calculator come and teach us. So guys, welcome with me with a standing ovation and a big applause, my very good friend, Uncle K.
You don't finish me with introduction. I don't even know what to say again. Like, yeah, you don't carry introduction, kill me. So hi Blessing Peters, hi Olamide Taiwo, Ozemoya, Blessing Peters. I'm seeing my big brother here also, Godfrey McLeod. Big man, how are you doing though?
Wow. All right,
so thank you for having me.
Right.
No, go ahead.
Please go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right, Tolu, thank you for having me on the NYSC Boardroom. It's a very wonderful initiative. I mean, I'm trying to help core members or intending core members or prospective or align their finance. Having core members to align their finance. I mean, that's a whole lot. That's a whole lot. And there's this thing about humble beginnings, yeah. So if you can do it as a core member, trust me, you can do it even as a bigger person. So that's just it. Let's go. I'm up on energy. I'm pretty excited.
All right, so thank you so much. Wow, Mr. Okay, let me stay focused. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. All right.
No tease here.
I said it. See, now celebrity day here. Celebrity, when you have celebrity, they used to attract celebrities. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you for coming. Thank you. All right, so my first question is going to be this. This is going to be my first question. NYSC, we get paid 33,000 naira per month. And I remember one of the questions I saw, it was, Mr. 𝘰𝘠𝘦𝘢𝘳, do you think with the way the Nigeria is going, with the way dollar is this, dollar is that, what do you think? Do you think 33K is even enough? Should we even be, is 33K enough? I just want to hear from you. What do you have to say about that? Do you think 33K is actually enough?
So first off, as a central banker, I wouldn't really push much on the issue of the Naira dollar. I won't just really want to go there, but let's start with this. Is 33K enough? Now, if you're unable to manage 33K, you will not be able to manage 330,000. You will not be able to manage 3.3 million. You will not be able to manage 33 million. You will not even be able to manage 330 million. Now, the idea is if you're contented in managing the little you have, you build capacity. That keyword, capacity to even manage bigger funds. Now, if you I want to today is Sunday actually, so let's look at the Bible a bit. I mean, we had the parables of the man of the 10 talents. Yeah, some were given 10, some were given 5, some were given 2, one person was given 1. Now, when it was discovered that the person that was given 1 was unable to make something out of the 1, even the master said you could have put it in the bank. At least it will be yielding little interest. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. If you're unable to manage 3K as a core member, right? If you're unable to make something out of the 3K, I have a friend who saved her entire alawi from beginning to the end of the entire 12 years. She kept saving her alawi, and she used it in starting an ushering business, an ushering agency. From ushering, she moved into event planning. Now, if Victoria Ushers tell you that she started with her alawi, at a 3K alawi, you will not believe it. Why people were busy spending theirs? She was busy packing theirs. And funny enough, she attended the boardroom before she went for youth service, the boardroom we had in Umuahia. And she was like, guy, if you tell me it's possible, I will believe it's possible. I thought that it's possible. And she actually did that. And she's a living testimony. And there are a whole lot of other people. You, for example, you're a living witness to also. I mean, you saved 6 figures out of your NYSC salary. Are you telling that it's impossible to manage the same thing? So it's very possible as a young person. If you're being paid 33K, there are people that live on 20K. I know it's very low. I know it's very bad. But if you're able to manage that little one you have, trust me, more will come. Whether you like it or not, more will come. It's a principle that I have lived by, and I believe it's so true. If you're able to manage 33K, there will be a time you get upgraded, and then you'll be able to manage 50, you'll be able to manage 70, you'll be able to manage 100, you'll be able to manage 1 million. But if you're unable to manage that little, I mean, we have a whole lot of work to do. So I hope that's pretty clear.
Very, very clear. I really, really see, there's a comment here, and there's a comment that I want to highlight. Say, okay, there's a comment here I would love to really, really highlight, and it is what she said. She said, "He's faithful in little." I see that very, very well, because exactly a lot of coppers are so their idea is they want the plenty, and then when you get to ask them, even the little that you have, show me, give me a proof. Right now, say we're talking about the person who went into the ushering business with little. I have my own little story, because I was able to save at this 100,000 naira for my LRV. And it was not, I'm not going to say it was easy. It wasn't easy. But I was able to explore, I was able to do that. And that was even one of the things that helped me really, really fly after NYSC. Do you get? So I see what you're saying. It's not really about the plenty. It's about with the little you have, what can you do with it? With the
what can you do with
it?
it?
It's going to take me to my second question right now. It's going to take me to my second question, which is, with 33,000 naira, can I be financially, financial independence and 33,000 naira? How do we balance? Is there correlation? How do we do that? Can I really be financially independent with 33,000 naira? Is it possible? Or do I have to have big money?
Okay. It is impossible to be financially independent with just 33,000. Now, I'll still go back to the Bible. Now, the Garden of Eden had 4 rivers nourishing it with water. The river Pishon, Gihon, Euphrates, and the river Tigris. Now, this is a garden, just a garden. It has 4 channels feeding it with water to make it grow and bloom and everything. As a young person, one stream of income, which is NYSC Alawi, cannot guarantee financial independence. As a young person, you need to have multiple streams of income. And there are a lot of things you can do as a young person. Now, people go to school and they are always focused on that degree they are working on. Whereas the school is an environment with 2 targets. The primary target is to get a degree. The secondary target is to build yourself. You cannot spend 4, 5, 6 years plus ASU strike in university and you're not able to build yourself in different skills, cultivating different skills, cultivating different networks. Now, I tell people, your network is not who knows you. Your network is not who you know. It is who knows you. I mean, we all know Dangote, right? But how many of us does Dangote know? So you're going to school not just to study for that degree. You're going to school to also build yourself, to also build your networking, to also build other skills. So if you're telling me that you are hoping on 33K to be financially independent, my brother, you're on a long thing. Honestly, trust me, that's the honest truth. You cannot be dependent on government structure. You cannot be, I take that back. You cannot be dependent on a government package of just 33K that does not even stand to increase in the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. So take it from me, that's just the honest truth. You need multiple streams of income to be financially independent. There are a whole lot of things you can do. Trust, there are a whole lot of things you can do. You could do tailoring, you could do hairstyling, you could do fashion designing. These are skills you pick up. I have a friend, she didn't do. He's actually my personal tailor. In his NYSC years, he learned fashion designing. And by the time he was finishing NYSC, he just told everybody, he's the only son. He told everybody, I don't want a white collar job. I don't want to sit in an office. He had an interview with immigration. He said he's not going for it, that he wants to own his own studio. What happened? He just set up a small place and he started sewing. I was like, okay, since you're my guy, oh yeah, I'm giving you a contract. All my outfits for 2018, you're doing it. He did it. 2019, I had to go back to 2019. Since then, Chino has been my guy, doing all my outfits A to Z. I mean, he has one he's delivering next week. And I paid him roughly 15K for just one outfit. So imagine if Chino has 10 people doing that for him. Now, imagine if he was dependent on just one salary. Imagine if he was dependent on a salary of, let's say, 70K or 100K every month. Whereas he could do something that could give him 10 times of that particular amount in just 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. So if you're telling me that NYSC Alawi is enough for you, fine, be okay with it. But for some of us, it is not okay. We cannot depend on just 3K every month. Thank you.
15K. let me stay on that a bit. 15K. Say yeah, Uncle K money. K money. All right. So like I hear that that is so profound. I love how you're able to break it down. And I love the fact that you have examples so that it doesn't look like, oh, he's just saying
it cannot be done.
I love how you were giving examples. I remember when I was serving also, like I had lots of materials. When I was serving, I had lots of materials with me, right? Because my mom is like, she gets these things as gifts. So I was able to pick some from home. And I remember that my copper friend, like we were serving together, this babe and I were serving together. And I had to pay her up to like 25,000 naira. Like I gave her like I
Okay.
can't remember the number of clothes I gave to her. I gave them to her. She was sewing them bit by bit for me. And some of the clothes right now are what I am currently wearing. Like, and she be copper. Oh. Like I just need to bring that
Copper.
We copper. We they start together. But because she had a skill, I could not deny that fact that I need new clothes. I could not deny it. So even from my own alawi, that's how beautiful that, like from my own alawi that I was collecting, I had to even pay her. So multiple streams of income. And I love the part where you talked about the fact that the reason why you go to school, and you said it's not just about getting the certificate, it's also about building yourself. Like you have a whole, if it is 4 years, if it is 5 years, you have a whole full year to, like 2 years, 3 years to build yourself, to build skills. Like the person you talked about, that the person said started a ushering business. I'm very sure maybe that ushering thingy was like maybe is something that she just liked doing in church, or maybe something she just saw somewhere, and she was able to now package her alawi. And oh my god, like let me calm down, because I'm getting the energy is pumping. So now I want to now it's going to take me to the next question, which is the small amount of money I have, which is 33k. I'm using small because that is what most coppers keep telling me. They keep telling me the 33k is small. It's small. And then I don't get why, and that is why you did justice to that in the beginning, where you said faithful in your little. In that small, be faithful in it. It's going to take me to the next question, which is, you are talking about multiple streams of income. You're talking about having multiple streams of income. Now, okay, I want to start this journey, but can I save? Is it possible to save? Like, how can I save from 33,000 naira? I have to go to my PPA. I have to do things. I have to do that. You have actually talked about streams of income, but I want us to now expand it right now. Like, is it possible to save from the 33,000 naira that I am earning per month?
Okay. The thing about if it's possible to save, I would say it's still possible. It's very much possible depending on the kind of person you are. Now, for example, if you're just new, I mean, we're all students, yeah, and then we came into the government structure of NYSC. I'm studying since 33k. How was our life before the 33k came? Were we not still living? Now, you're now seeing 33k. It means that your life should still continue and should be even better. This is someone who was not seeing, who was seeing maybe roughly 10, 15, 20k from their parents every month, not having their own source of income. And then every month you're seeing 33k. I believe that first things first, you need to outline how that 33k should be spent. And it should even include a saving. Now, you need to be able to budget something out of that 33k. Now, the funny thing is, once the money enters, everybody is just so eager to spend. People need to learn this. If you have money, you should let the money cool. Maybe a day, 2 days, allow that money to cool so that you can know what to even do with it. Don't just, they don't drop a you want to go and spend. No, sit down and draw out a plan, budget, draw out a principle. You have transport. How long will it take? How much will it take you for the whole month to go to your PPA? You have feeding. What do you need? You need to even record all your expenses, all your daily expenses from A to Z to actually know how much you're going to be spending day by day. Day by day. For example, me as one person, how many bags of water can I drink in a month? Do I need to take 2 bags of water? Do I need to take 3 bags of water? Do I need to take 4 bags of water? You factor that in. How much is the transport fare from my house to my PPA? If it's 100 naira a day, 200 naira a day, 300 naira a day, you factor that in. Draw up a conclusive plan that this is it. If it is not enough, you not need to tell yourself that, okay, you need an extra source of income. And the idea is, once you get your money, have a savings plan, have a savings strategy. It could be daily, it could be weekly, it could be monthly, but have an automated emphasis on automated savings plan or a savings strategy. It could be 500 naira a day, it could be 100 naira a day, it could be 10 naira a day. Now, this is what people don't really understand. Little drops of water make a mighty ocean. I mean, we sang that in nursery school. Then little grains of sand make a mighty desert. Why didn't they say plenty grain of sand? Why didn't they say plenty drops of water? They said little. So, like I said earlier, if you're faithful in a little, you can grow bigger. You're saving 1 naira every day for 30 days. That's 30 naira. You're saving 100 naira every day for 30 days. That's 300 naira. You're saving 1,000 naira every day for 30 days. That's 30,000 naira. Multiply this by 12 and see how much you're saving at the end of your NYSC period. This is what young people should have to think about. Now, the question is, how do I calculate my expenses? How do I arrange my expenses? How do I employ my expenses to have something to save at the end of the day? Now, you need to be able to differentiate between what you need and what you want. You want to flex, yes. You want to hit the cinema. You want to hang out with the guys. You want to chill with the big boys. These are the things we want. But what do you need? You need food to eat. You need transportation to your PPA. So by the time you're focusing on the things you need and not the things you want, you would see that even when you're spending, there is something left out for you to save, whether I like it or not. But I keep telling everyone, the first thing you should do is actually save. So that's why you need to have an automated plan, be it monthly, weekly, or daily. That should be the first thing you're doing. If it's a daily plan, fine. 500 naira, 100 naira every day, that is fine. If it's a weekly plan, you just calculate if you're doing 100 naira a day, if that's by 7 days, that's 700 naira a week, and you're putting that out. Then if you're doing monthly, you just factor out a percentage. You want to save 10%, you want to save 20% of your allowance, you want to save 30% of your allowance. Take that out and put in a particular account. By the time you've done this for 10 months, now if you're saving 10K, by the time you've done this for 10 months, that's 100,000. That is 100,000, whether I like it or not. By the end of NYSC, you have like 100 or 150 or 140 to your name. And you're like, where do I put this 140, or what business do I start with this 140? Now, the funny truth is, people will want to help you. There is nobody you pitch a very good business idea to that will not want to help you, as long as it's good. The question you always want to ask is, okay, you yourself, what are you bringing? Now, imagine doing NYSC for 1 full year and you don't have a single saving, a single amount to say, okay, this is what I am bringing to start up this business, or this is what I am contributing to the betterment of my business. I mean, it's an eyesore. It's an eyesore. We all want to be entrepreneurs. We all want to be CEOs. Now, we need to learn how to even manage the small resources we have so that we can use them in the future. These are even things that entrepreneurs even do. These are even things that businessmen even do. You know, how to manage what's it called again? Lord, my days of an accounting student. Stock. How to manage stock. How to manage stock. And all of that. So money at this point is actually your stock. So how do you manage this stock for the next season? How do you manage this stock for the next season? So that's just it, basically. It is, you can actually save. It is not impossible. It is not impossible. You can, even if it's 500 naira you're saving, 500 naira is still an amount. If you're diligent in that little saving, trust me, it will become big. It will become big.
I just need to let that sink in a little bit, because you broke it down sincerely. You broke it down, and I love that you did justice to it. I hear you saying it, and I'm like, we can even come up with a template, like a saving template for coppers that coppers can use. And I think I'm going to take you up on that. Because the way you broke it down, I love when you said your allowance right now is your stock. When you're talking, you have to almost shift into that part of you. I was talking stock, dividends, shares, and all those things. Not to switch a bit, but please calm down. Don't see, calm down small. Calm down small. Thank you, sir. And I love it so much. I love the way you broke it down. I love the way you talked about it. You know, the way you talked about have a plan, the way you broke it down. And you know the beautiful thing, what you just explained was what I did during NYSC, and that was why I started TRL Savings Community. Where I started helping people to save. And by the grace of God, we've done more than 2.6 million naira. We've done more than 2.6 million naira in a year. And I have people coming to me in my DMs telling me, see girl, 2023, we have to do more. And I'm like, it was just something, it was a problem I had, and I turned into a solution for other people. And it's so amazing to see how savings can actually change a lot of people. I'm telling you, some people have not even some people. Let's just break it down. People have a stronghold when it comes to saving money. Some people don't even see it as something That is good. Okay, what's community? TOL savings community. It's something I started during NYSC to help coppers like me. We were daily, we were saving monthly, and we were doing it and we do it in 90 days. We do it in 90 days. And the things that we've been able to do with that, I get people calling me saying, I was able to start this, I was able to get this apartment that I've been looking forward to. And it's been amazing. It's been amazing. And I'm so grateful. So everything you talked about is true. Everything you talked about is real. Everything you talked about, like, I just love the way you broke it. It was the way you broke it down for me. And like I said, I'm going to take you up on that because I love the way you did it. And I feel like we can actually break it down for coppers to see. Because money is one of the things that is really, really the issues of coppers. You see coppers, you speak to them and then you ask them questions. And you're like, okay, 6 months you've been saving, 3 months you've been saving. What have you done so far with your life? How much have you saved? How much have you? And you get responses that you're like, sometimes you just feel like, can you? And you just say, okay, I'm a child of God. Let me come back home. So please, it's going to take me to our next. Let me take me to my next question for you, which is, please, can you give us like at least three different streams of income? Like, you talked about multiple streams of income the other time, which is good. And I'm a student, I just left all, one of the things that about this community is we have people who are still in their final years. Like, we have people in their part 4, part 5 that are even in the community. They said, please, Toluwakemi, we want to know on time. So that means if you are able to tell us like 5 different streams of income we can build, so some people can actually plan ahead. And some people that are currently serving can actually say, okay, I want to pick up one of these skills that Mr. K talked about. And for the session we had about business, what our speaker talked about is, our speaker said it's not so much about the idea. It has a lot to do about the skills you have. So right now, I want you to just tell us.
I'll add something to that.
Okay, please do. So I just want you to tell us that what kind of skills can we look forward to? What kind of skills can we look forward to? What kind of things do you think we can do that can help us to actually build these multiple streams of income we are talking about? Thank you.
Okay. So I like what you said about the previous speaker. It's not about the idea, it's about the skill. Sometimes it's also about the demand. Sometimes it is also about the demand. Let's say, for example, you know how to, God willing, you know how to make water in a place where everyone has borehole. I don't think your skill will be needed there, because I mean, everybody has water, everybody has a borehole. You do too much, where you fall and beat you, there's still water. So how about having a skill that is in demand? For example, I tell people, you're looking for a business to do, you're in school, you stay at the girls' hostel, you're looking for a business to do. Do you think a 𝑘𝘓𝑛𝑖𝑔𝑒𝑟 shop would thrive in a girls' dormitory? It will not. But do you think makeup and beauty products, hair styling, would actually thrive in a girls' dormitory? It will, because why? The demand here is beauty. Beauty products, skincare and beauty products. All girls want to look fine. All girls want to look beautiful. Why don't you key into that demand and start supplying that particular need? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Now, boys hostel, boys love gambling, boys love football. 𝑘𝘓𝑛𝑖𝑔𝑒𝑟, that I know that this is not principled, but I mean, 𝘓𝑘𝘓𝑛𝑖𝑔𝑒𝑟, do it and go and sleep. Gaming shop, do it and go and sleep. Bagging salon, do it and go and sleep. Sometimes you don't even need to. Most times I tell people, see, there are some things are not really tech. Some things are just common sense. Some things are just common sense. I know everyone's into tech, UI and UX, because that's where the big bucks are. Yes, I definitely agree. But sometimes when you look at your surroundings and you see a problem, in that problem, there is money. I tell my friends, make something beautiful out of every crisis. To you, it might be brain draining. To you, it might be a problem. But to someone who has the eyes of an investor, he's seen money he can make. That's why you see Igbo boys will just wake up and say, nah, to me business. It's not because they really want business or they really love business. It's because they are seeing a problem that they can make money out of. So imagine you, for example, you're in a society that has plenty problem. and you can solve that problem. Okay, I'll give you a story of one of my friends who also served in the north. Now he discovered that people needed to go to like the next two villages to actually get water, sachet water. What did he do? He did a feasibility study, went to the bank and tendered his NYSC certificate. Sorry, tendered his school certificate as collateral, like the original document. He was like, I'm putting this down as collateral. I need so and so amount of money to do what? Open a water factory in this local government in Kano. And they were like, okay. They had to link him up with CBN. CBN gave him the funds he needed and everything. And the boy went in. Now, he's in the middle of two villages, or not two villages that need water. He's in the middle of it. And he's supplying on the left, he's supplying on the right. Now, someone might think, it's just pure water business. But other people saw their water problem being solved. And the boy was cashing out from it and employing people from the communities. Come and work. And that is a whole lot. He didn't need to go into something big. It's just water, sachet water that he's making available to a community, not one, not two, 4 communities. And the northerners, some of them have large families, so they'll be always want to be getting water. If I can trek 10, 20, 30 kilometers to get water, and I see closer to me, don't you think that should be where I'll be getting water from? And that's just it. Sometimes you just need to look around you and look for that problem that needs to be solved, and then you solve. Like I've mentioned, like I've mentioned the 𝘗𝘧𝘦𝘢𝘳𝘕 shop, which I know is not principled. I've mentioned beauty and skincare. I've mentioned hairstyling. I've mentioned pure water also. So there are a lot of things young people can do. Just sit back and ask yourself what is actually in demand and go for it. In this society, what is needed by people, and just go there and deliver. I mean, you are in an environment where you have banks all around. Now, it should come to mind that these people don't even have time to cook. Me, I don't have time to cook. Honestly speaking, I don't have time to cook. It's not as if I cannot cook. I cooked today, and I made plantain porridge, and it was wonderful. It was very wonderful. And I'm like, wow. But then again, many of us don't have that luxury of time to cook. So what are we going to do? We need to find someone that can cook for us. Now, imagine you as someone in university. You go towards the bank area, like a bank road section in any state you are in. Like in Umar, we have where it's called the bank road, and then there are so many banks there. Sir, please, good day, sir. This is who I am. I'm a son, so I cook very well. Look, here's a pack of my meal. Tell me what you think. I can be making food for you in bowls and liters. I'm delivering to your doorstep. I can even make for your kids, or you can even start tutoring. Home lesson tutoring, like home classes for kids, because most of these people, their parents are not around to even teach them. You can actually take that up. That is a demand. Someone said POS. Yes, POS is a very good business. Now imagine people paying you 100 naira to get back their money. Imagine you paying everybody in your street 100. Imagine people paying you 100 naira to get back their money. I mean, if you do 10 a day, that's 1,000 naira. If you do 20 a day, that's 2,000. If you do 30 a day, that's 3,000 naira. How many Nigerians make 3,000 naira as profits in a day? This is what you should be thinking about. Now, you multiply that by how many days? 30 days, that's 90K. 90K, you're earning 90K by giving people back their money. Money is in demand. Money is a necessity in this Nigeria as it stands now. So what is the problem? There's a whole lot young people can do, but are we actually chasing these opportunities, or we just want to sit back at the end of our computers and want money to flow to us? Because I feel that's what everybody wants to do now. Everybody just wants to sit back at the end of their computers and get money for themselves. I know it's not a bad idea. It's not really a bad idea. You can be a UI and UX designer. You can be a graphics designer. You can be a programmer and all of that. That's wonderful. But sometimes just look around yourself and ask yourself, what do people really need? And this is why I even have issues with tech people, because every tech person everybody in fintech wants to do save and deposit. Why can't you guys help us with cross-border payments? Why can't you guys help us with cross-border payments? Why can't you help me pay my school fees in London or in Wales or in this university or in that university in Nigeria?
Wow.
I mean, come on. We need to start thinking differently. We need to start thinking differently. From A is the problem in Nigeria. People can't access the dollars. You, as a person, how can you help people pay for their school fees abroad? If you can design a system like that and take to CBN, this is an idea I had, and I'm sending it out to the public. Jesus Christ. So why can't you just take that and sell to CBN and say, okay, we can use this programming structure and actually get this thing solved. Someone brought up the inner as an idea so that we could kill the whole crypto thing. I mean, these are what we need we need innovative ideas. The world is changing. How can you help with that skill and knowledge you have? Sometimes it's not really. I think I've overshot it. Let's come back. Let's come back. Sorry.
Oh my God. Oh, thank you for expressing yourself there. I'm really grateful for that. Wow. Like I love how it was a continuation of that demand. And demand is something corporates should actually be exploring. I get that very, very well. And that is very beautiful. Another thing is there are a lot of people that you hear things like they threw me somewhere. That place that they even threw you enter. What can you see as that demand there? And that is very, very profound. I remember when I was serving in Abia State, and one of the things that I realized was one of the demands in Abia State was the fact that the girl child was not really going to school, and secondly, lots of people wanted jam lessons, wanted majorly jam lessons, and then the second one lots of people wanted was the fact that jam lessons and the girl child was not going to school. And I remember there was this particular place where people, like the number of students that were taking jam classes in that place, it will shock you, guys. The number of people taking jam lessons in that place will shock you. Like, wow. And I really, really see value in what you said. It's about the demand. So before you even complain, before you even say there is no this, there is no that, first sit down and actually pay attention. I feel like a lot of our age grade between 20 and 29, we really do not pay attention. I think that is one of the issues that we have. We are so busy with wanting to happen, wanting to do things that are, trending and all these things, and we are not paying attention. I can tell you what you just talked about, the fact about demand was the reason why the NYSC Boardroom, there's even the NYSC Boardroom in the first place. That is why there is. Because I found out that, I remember speaking with somebody and the person said, lots of corpers are not even employable. And it broke my heart. And I was like, what?
Major,
what?
Yes.
And the person said, yes. He said,
a lot of young people are not employable.
He said, what they just want is they want to make money. And none of them is even purpose-oriented. None of them is even purpose-driven. Like you ask them, what do you want to do? And the next thing is, the one that even, let me not even, because the one that breaks my heart so much is when you have conversations with ladies, and the next thing is after NYSC what next? It's marriage now.
I want to marry.
As in, like I felt like a bad person when my answer was not marriage during NYSC. I'm telling you, it felt as if I was doing something wrong. Whenever people ask, and my own answer is always different. I'm always like, I want to build. People like, yo, go to. I was like, and I didn't really see. Let me see. Let's not, because passion will start entering everything. Oh my God. I really love our session. I really love this session. I love this session. It is so valuable. It's so valuable. And I love the fact that you talked about demand, you talked about innovation, you talked about different skills, you talked about the hairdressing. And I love how you were connecting it, that you did not just say hairdressing, you said look at your environment, the places that you are in, pay attention and find out what exactly can sell here. We talked about the boys who stay. I talked about the various things you can do. Like if you know how much babas they pay, if you know how much babas are making.
My haircut is 1K.
There was a time I wanted to barb my hair. Let me give you this funny gist. I was feeling like I want to barb my hair. And I went to this barbing salon. We ladies, we are used to always spending 15K on hair, 10K, 25K. But I was thinking, it's barbing. How much can barbing?
Barbing. How much can barbing cost? Okay.
And I entered salon. the guy said 1.5. I said, what? He said, because I want to put style. Some man is even saying 4.5. Can you imagine? Now imagine
my haircut is 1K. I barb every week. That's 4,000. 4,000 times 10.
This haircut that is peck that we are looking at. That
It's 1K. It's 1K. Straight up background 1K. And it's every week.
Okay, right to give us money hair. You want to give us money hair. Like, see. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm going to go to my next question before we lose focus. Let me go to my next question.
You cannot lose focus.
Right now, I want to ask you, and I want you to be, a lot of people say this. I hear this a lot. I love how vulnerable you are. I love how authentic you are. I can so relate to you. So I want us to I want us to be authentic. I want us to be vulnerable. I want you to share with me. Can you give me a scenario? And I know, because right now, I know that you're already, you have blow, you have skyrocket, I know. But I want you to just take me back to once upon a time, 𝘗𝘠𝘦𝘢, before 𝘗𝘠𝘠𝘢. No, once upon K, before 𝘗𝘠𝘠𝘢. What was there any financial decision you made that was not favorable? And how did you maneuver that situation? And how can you say that? I know that this is like 3 questions in one, so I'm going to give you the time to really talk about it. How can you say you became this money, like this person that is so knowledgeable about money? How did you build your knowledge bank when it comes to money? So 3 questions. I want you to tell me one scenario. I want you to just share a scenario with me about a scenario of Mr. K before the 𝘗𝘠𝘠𝘢. And then I want to tell me how you navigate through it. And then thirdly, I want you to now tell me how were you able to build your money consciousness, your money mindset? How were you able? Somebody said K doing. Yes, so Mr. K doing. So how? I want to just take me through that as much as possible. Please be vulnerable with us. Please be authentic with us. Be real with us. I want to hear you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I started working very early. Yeah, I started working very early, and I was able to make my first million at 19. I was able to make my first million at 19, and when you're just there, there's money, but you don't know what to do with it. So let's go back.
There was something you said.
Let us go back to where we're coming. Let's focus. Focus. So along the line, I could remember when Ponzi schemes broke out, with that of Twinkers, Loopers, Winner Cycle, Ultimate Cycler. I know all of them because I did a whole lot of Ponzi schemes, and I lost my first million, 1.2 exactly, because I was building a duplex back home. You want to be that poor child that your parents are always proud of. My son is building, and I didn't know much about stocks. I didn't know much about investment. So seeing a Ponzi scheme that I knew nothing about, I know that money was coming. I was like, if I don't hammer with this one, so I first threw in 500K. It was coming out 700K. Money. I said, nah, hitting 1 million. Returns came. I used the returns for something. I took a loan of 200K on top of it, 1.2, and I dropped 1.2 million. Crashed. Lord, crashed. Now the funny thing was, this was all my savings plus money I borrowed, 1.2 million. Crashed. I think that was October of 2017 or thereabouts. So look, I lived 1 full year on borrowing. I kid you not. I lived 1 full year on borrowing, in the sense that I was borrowing. I was living paycheck to paycheck, borrowing money, and at the same time repaying the loans I had. Now, the first thing was that I still had responsibility though. My parents would be like, Kelechi, send me money. My siblings, send money for this. I will send. I'll be like, we need to pay school fees. I will send. I had my own house rent. I was even in school. I had my own school fees to pay. Guy, I will not lie. It was crazy. My life at that point was crazy. I was, when they say rock bottom, the rock bottom inside the rock bottom, that was me. And the funny thing was that my dad was like, hey, you're slimming down, you're turning lean. What happened? I'll be like, nothing, I'm fine. Nobody, only my mom knew what I was going through. The funny thing was that it was so hard that I could not eat. It was so bad that I was trekking to work. Like, that guy works in a bank, but he's trekking. You will not know. I'll wake up very early in the morning, like trek to the office. Then behind the AC, I'll spread my suits there so I to dry up very fast and everything. And then, get water at the sink and wash my face and look presentable. In the evening, I will now start looking for who will drop me close to my house. Now, as God will have it, God heard my cry one day and sent me someone that became my godmother till today. This woman helped me in the sense that, when you are thinking of what you will eat and then someone calls you and like, I was driving by your office and I brought you food. God. And it's not small, big now with plenty meat inside. And she'll bring water. She'll bring lunch and dinner at the same time. I was like, God, is this how you come through for me? Then because I was trekking now, my shoes, the sole was peeling very well. Like the sole and the shoe were not like this, they were equal. So she was like, okay, I will get you new shoes. I'm like, mommy, this man bought me shoes from London. Like, these shoes, two shoes, I was humbled. God, where did you send me a destiny helper from? She would pick me up from the office, take me home. Or sometimes she would pick me from the office, take me to her house, and then she would give me bread, give me soup. My dear, I stopped spending money on feeding, and the little money I was getting from the feeding, I was gathering it, like, aggressively. I was gathering it aggressively. If I was to spend, let's say, 5K this week on feeding or 3K this week, I behold that money tight. And that is where my financial freedom started from. I would say that was the turning point of every single thing. And after that period, I had cleared my loans. I was back on my feet. Like, I could actually stand on my two legs. I then sat down and researched on all those Ponzi schemes. And that was when I understood what Ponzi schemes really were. And then, with more research, I started hearing things about stocks, investments, like credible investments. I knew about treasury bills then, but the interest was very poor, and I wasn't really invested in treasury bills. So I started hearing like good investments, like that was when I even understood what dividend really was, because I was learning dividend in school, but to me it was not making sense. It was at this point I actually knew what dividends actually was, and then with that, my knowledge bank grew, and I started, please, I would call my book blog, Crash Books and Bella Books, please, I need books on finance. And I would start reading, and the knowledge kept increasing day by day, It got to a point that the only thing I started talking about was money. If me and you are sitting down together, I'll start analyzing you the economy, I'll start analyzing you savings, I'll start analyzing you different things, all centered about business, all centered about Nigerian economy, all centered about money. And before COVID broke out, and someone was like, now you don't have anybody to discuss money with. Let me see how you will do. And then I took it to Instagram, started discussing money, started making posts about money, doing IG lives, and that, COVID was really good to me. I don't know about other people, but to me, I saw COVID as a huge opportunity to actually skyrocket into what I am now. And that's just key for you. See, this key passing like these people don't know the story behind the glory, because man, it was not easy. I know people that killed themselves when MMM crashed. I know people that went haywire, went crazy when MMM crashed. Even when also that when NBA Forex came out, I had to tell a friend of mine that is a medical doctor, you see this thing, bar is a Ponzi why he will crash. And he was like, okay, you've come again. I know you're the money man, but come on, this thing is Spain. When he eventually crashed, he had 3 million inside. And I had to tell him my story. Like, the reason why I told you to run was because this was the same thing I did. I was vouching for MMM at that point. I would tell people, if the thing closed, I will refund you back your money. I was feeling like a baller now. What was 100K compared to 1 million? I will pay you back your money 10 times. That was what I was feeling. But when it finally went down the drain, 1.2 million, guy, forget it. The only person that knows this story is my mom and you guys. If I hear it outside, I know where all of you sleep. I will find you people. Let this remain here. Let this remain here. Tolu, let this remain here. I don't want my glory to be tainted, But that's the actual truth. That's the actual story. That's how everything came about. That's just how everything came about.
God. Oh my God. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now I get the reason why, there was a time that we talked about the fact that I wanted investor, and you were telling me no, 𝘠𝘠𝘬𝘊𝘰𝘮, focus on what you are doing. You know, and that day when you said it, I felt like, okay, you don't understand. And you were like, no. And you sent one long voice note, and you were, and when I finished listening to the voice notes, I received sense. I received sense. Now I can now plot the graph. I can plot the dots. I can connect the dots. I can say, wow, thank you so much for sharing with us. You know, when I wrote that question today, I was just like, why am I even asking him? But then, you know, when it comes to money, as much as possible, we need to let people understand that because you see somebody doing so well, somebody having that much knowledge, does not mean they haven't gone through something. And I love the fact that what you went through, you just did not go through it and, you know, just, you know, did big boy with it. You went through it, and like you said, you started seeking for knowledge. And that was very, very important for me. Like, that was a light bulb moment for me. Like, you went through it, and after going through it, one of the things that helped you recover was you going to, you said you researched about Ponzi scheme. So there's nobody can come and do anyhow. They cannot come and shock it anyhow and want to. You already, like, you know everything. There was a time you made an IG post. She said, Mr. B said, they are sick. It's so true. That's the time you made an IG post about it. When I finished reading it, I just had to share it to my story. Because it was so, like, the way you broke it down, I was like, you know, this person has degree. And now
and you know the funny thing.
Tell me, please tell
Let me shock you. Let me shock you. As I am now, I can actually create my own Ponzi scheme and sell, and people would fall for it, and it will be existent. It will run to the point my Ponzi scheme will be able to run for 10 years until I say it is time to close.
Wow.
That is how bad I became. Like, I could see a Ponzi scheme for a mile away. Okay, let me show you how to turn 5 million into 5 billion in 3 months. Do I share that? Do you want me to share this? How to turn 5 million into 5 billion in 3 months?
Okay. If you love to share with us, hey, are you sure you want to share with us? That's the question I asked.
I don't trust some people here. They will carry it and go and turn it. They will say it's kid that taught us.
Exactly, Uncle K. This video is for life. Uncle K, please, let's not share it. This video is for life. Let's not share it, please. Let's not share it.
I said I should leave it. We're leaving it. But Esosa knows it. Esosa here knows it already. Esosa knows that thing already because I discussed it with him.
Don't discuss it with him. You can even discuss it in my DM. Let me just put that out there. Let's discuss my DM. Wow.
Okay, that's
okay.
safe.
So I have this last question. Okay. You said you want to turn us to
that's Esosa. Esosa knows about it.
So I have a last question for you. And this last question is this. You know, you've talked a lot today. I've learned a lot from you. And sincerely, even I myself, I have my pen and paper with me here. I've learned a lot. So I wanted to just give me maybe like 5 things, 5 steps. Like, okay, right now, Mr. K, I want to get started.
Okay.
Mr. K, I want to get started. I want to become responsible with my money. I want to start it. I am fresh. I am new. So, Mr. K, how do I start? How do I start?
So
I hear everything you have been saying. You have inspired me. But Mr. K, I want a plan. You know the way you broke down the saving part. So can you give me maybe like 5 things that I can start that can help me, that if I look at December 31st, 2022, I can say I listened to the boardroom. I took this step, the way Uncle K said it, and I can see a difference in my finances. So please help us with that.
Okay, so I'm going to write this down because I feel this is like a content I even need to work on myself. I need to develop too. So the first thing is, 1, develop yourself. I can't believe I'm even taking notes from myself. Develop yourself. Now, how do you do this? The first One of the biggest investments you can ever make is to invest in yourself. You're your biggest investment. Like your ROI is infinity till infinity. You can make 1,000% returns just because of the knowledge you have. So I keep telling everybody, if you want to start off, invest in yourself, develop yourself, study, read books, network, be able to speak to people. I mean, if you had Dangote were in the elevator for like 5 minutes and he said, and he's giving you 2 minutes to talk to him, what would you tell him? What would you actually tell him? So develop yourself, your skills, your speaking abilities, your writing abilities, your negotiation, your negotiative abilities, your selling ability, your marketing ability. I mean, invest in yourself. I mean, even me, I had to go back to beg Lottie. Please, ma, I want to invest in my social media. Teach me. No one is the day you stop learning is the day you die. So number one, you wanna build yourself to that level. Start investing in yourself. Start developing yourself. Find ways to develop yourselves. The second one is earn. When you're done developing yourself, you start to earn. You monetize those skills you have and give it back to the public. You monetize those skills you have and use it to serve people. Sometimes you might not get paid. Trust me. Sometimes you might not get paid. Don't worry. Keep doing what you're doing. You might be thinking you're not being paid, but something is being paid back in return. A review is being paid back. Sometimes when I consult for people and they can't pay, I tell them, go on social media, write about your experience, and you see that more people will come. So if I can't build you consultation, I can build those people coming. Because why? There's a testimony attached to it, and people love to see that testimony. So if I can tell someone, if I'm done with consultation, like me and you, we have a personal finance consultation, and you've imagined that, this guy is telling me the truth, I need to start working on this now, and you can't pay me for the advice I gave you. I will tell you, go to social media, write about what we just did, write about the experience, and write about how it's helping you. You see that people start liking and commenting. Now, he may not have, the person didn't pay for consultation, but guess what? He's bringing you traffic. And there's something Dr. Linus Okorie taught us in ELC, Imagine Leaders Conference. He said, you need to be a person that has optimized his value. When you do that, you generate traffic, you attract people to you. So by earning, you're not just earning money. Sometimes you're earning reputation. Sometimes you're earning a good name. Sometimes you're earning a brand identity. Everything is not even really money, Sha. Everything cannot end with money. Money is not even really money. Money isn't money. I said this in Boardroom last year. Money isn't money. Sometimes money is protection. You might not be able to give me the hard currency. You might not be able to give me the cash, but give me something I know that I cannot pay for. That's in that area. Now, when you're able to earn, the next thing you should do is manage. Manage your resources. Be able to manage, we discussed this earlier, be able to manage the things that are coming, be able to manage the brand identity so that you can blow it up later, be able to manage the finance so you can, use it well, be able to manage the good name you have. So it doesn't get changed, because even the largest of a good name is better than the largest of wealth you can ever imagine of. The thing that Dangote is enjoying right now is not the wealth. He's enjoying a good name, a good brand identity. Take it anywhere. If you go to buy spag, or you go to buy salt, or you go to buy flour, or you go to buy sugar, if it's not Dangote that they are selling to you, you're not buying. Why? It's not the same sugar that this other person is selling. It's not the same sugar that is in this other packet. But then, because it is Dangote, a brand name, he has invested heavily in that name, and he's protecting that name at all costs. He's managing that name at all costs. That is why you're able to buy Dangote. So when you're able to manage your name, when you're able to manage your finances, more will come. That's why I talked about management earlier on. If you're able to manage the little, plenty will come later. So number three is management. Number 4 is multiplying. When you're able to manage, trust me, you should be able to multiply it. I mean, Dangote has factories everywhere, right? He has been able to manage his good name, influence it, and then build factories everywhere. So he has been able to even manage his finance and put it in places that it's bringing more money. If you're done with management, you've skipped the part of, you've finished up with management, now be able to multiply. And that's what I did. Now, me as a person, I've been able to manage my brand, 𝘍𝘠𝘢𝘍𝘍𝑥, the boardroom and everything. I've been able to manage my identity as a financial educator. What did I do? I picked up a 16-year-old. Yeah. I haven't shared this story before. I picked up a 15-year-old and I mentored her. She's 17 now in Madonna University in Cross River, studying nursing, I think. I picked up a 16-year-old and I groomed her. Now, this 16-year-old is worth $500,000. in value and has 3 million in cash. I kid you not. Her mom sees me every day and she's grateful. Like she's like, "Kay, thank you for transferring my child." What happened? I met a child that was so inquisitive and was like, "Okay, I want to make money." The first thing I thought I was save. She was like, "Why?" I said, "Just save. I don't want to teach you anything about money. The only thing I want to teach you is to save. Start saving. Every 1 naira, every 10 naira, every 20 naira, save it." Now, this girl kept saving money. Then I think she was in secondary school, about S2, SS3. She saved till she had finished and written WAEC and had done her WAEC. She came back home for, as per jam right now. I was like, "Okay, now you've saved enough, right? What are you going to use the money for?" She was like, she's going to flex. She's going to get the iPhone and this one and that one. I said, "No, you're going to learn a skill." I was like, "What do you want me to learn?" I said, "I don't know. What do you want to learn?" She said, "Okay, she wants to learn fashion designing." And that was how Ngozi started her first brand, which is Alpha Wears. Started making clothes, done making clothes. Ngozi can make you a jacket, like a complete jacket. Before you know, she was like, "Okay, okay, I want to go into something." And I was like, "Okay, what's that?" I saw the hunger in the eyes of this girl. And then next thing you know, Ngozi is doing monogram on shirts. She's doing her own prints, designing her own prints, and she's printing on shirts for people. I'm like, interesting. Next thing you know, Ngozi is on TikTok, how to monetize TikTok. And she created her own course, put it up for sale. Now, how did that course come about? She was telling me about Amazon KDP, and I was like, "Aren't you ashamed of yourself?" She was like, "Why should I be ashamed that it's working for people?" I said, "Shouldn't you be able to write your own course to sell for people?" And she thought about it, and she created optimizing TikTok for money. And that was how, before Ngozi started selling her own what's it called again? What's that KDP thing called again? She started selling her own program for TikTok users. Selling it for 1.5. If 100 people buy, that's 150,000 naira. I mean, come on. She's just 17. Ngozi is just 17. And that was how Ngozi developed herself. When MTSS came on board, I posted about it. She was like, "Okay, do you think I should go for it?" I was like, "Okay, yeah, I think you should." She had 70K then. She bought 70K, took money from her mom, 100,000, bought extra. I can tell you that when the dividends came in, even the mother was shocked. Even her mom, when the dividends, not the how much the money had grown into, just dividends, profits on the shares alone, not the value of the shares, profit of the shares. When it came back, the mother was shocked. There was someone that bought MTSs of over 600,000. By the time he bought, even at a very late period, and by the time he sold it, he was saying that 800K in just 2 months. And it was like, "Hey, you're telling me that I just made this amount of money just leaving it in MTN for just 2 months?" I said, "Yes." So be able to multiply yourself in people. If you can't multiply your money, multiply yourself. And I'm able that I've done that with a good number of Abia youths, with a good number of my friends, and I can see it working. So I'm not telling you what you should do. I'm telling you what has worked for me, and you should replicate it. It will work for you too. By God's grace, I believe it will work for you, because how would I put it now? Everyone is open for growth and innovation. So I think you should be open to learn and also innovate yourself too. And the last one is protect yourself. Protect your finance by ensuring your assets. Protect your identity. Don't be afflicted with anything that could crop your name or taint your image and all of that. So if you'd ask me, I'd say my 5 key steps to, develop to being that person, that optimized human you want to be is: 1, develop yourself; 2 and 3, manage your resources; number 4, multiply resources; and number 5, protect your resources. I mean, that's why you see people trademark things like 𝘍𝑰. They don't trademark, get a trademark on 𝘍𝑰. Why? He's protecting he's protecting that particular, that particular thing as an asset. Now, no company can wake up and do 𝘍𝑰 without bringing Davido on board. So that's just it.
Hey, I'm going to start from here. Somebody said something, and what the person said is that we should upgrade you from 𝘍𝑰 to 𝘗𝘰𝘮 groomer. Please come and groom me, sir. Maybe that would be trademark that one, 𝘗𝘰𝘮 groomer. I know I'm trying to crack jokes right now, but he said what you just shared is something you can write a book on.
Yeah, we're working on that.
It's something you can,
but it just has been lazy.
Please stop being lazy, sir. On our behalf, stop being
There's
lazy.
a whole lot to do. There's
But
a whole lot to do.
I understand, bro. But there are people outside there that need this. That's the truth, and we have to, as much as possible, make this be available in whatever form, because you never know the kind of form anybody will get to interact with it. So people will get to interact with it through Instagram posts, some through podcasts. So that's why, as much as possible, we have to actually explore every platform, no matter how tedious or how too much it might look like. But we have to just do our best to see that we explore every platform. Do you get? So grow, earn, manage, multiply, protect yourself. Very, very important. Like it's very, very important. I'm even asking myself, which stage am I in? Which stage am I in, so that I can evaluate, and before the end of this year I can try to do better in other stages. I know I'm not doing very well when it comes to protecting myself. I think I would definitely go ahead to do that. When it comes to multiplying, I'm doing my best in that. I'm leveraging on my WhatsApp status. I'm leveraging on on my Instagram page, even though I feel like I'm a little bit still lazy there, but I'm coming up. And the place about manage, oh my god. And I love the way you broke it down. You talked about the business, you talked about the brand, you broke it down. And the place of hand also very, very important. And I love the example you gave about the young the young lady. I've been able to see you in action with the boardroom in Abia State by the grace of this year March. I was able to see you in action, and I was able to see the beautiful things that you do. I was able to tell you one day, I said, that thing you did that day really inspired me to create something I'm currently working on with teenagers in Abeokuta here. And it is so amazing to see how relatable you were to the teenagers, how you really, really wanted to just get it into their mind so that they can understand the power of it. And it's so amazing, the place where you were talking about multiply yourself in people. And sincerely, I can see that a lot, because you do that a lot and you do that very well. And I see that I'm one of the people that you multiplied yourself in. And it's so amazing. See, I'm not, stop that. But it's so amazing to see that, to see you do the things you do, to even hear your story this evening. It's something that's, oh my God, is like an oh my God for me. Because I would never have thought of that, sincerely. I can only see this freshman here, but to hear the story behind the freshman is a very, very good privilege and a very, very good opportunity that I do not take for granted. Thank you so much for sharing. But before I go, I have this very important question that Lord T asked, and I think we should explore that question.
Let's go.
And look for the question, because Lord T asked the question, and I think we should. Lord T, what do you think? I think we should answer the question. Oh, I need to look for it.
No,
right now.
after that is Lord T. It's undebatable. We're answering it.
Okay. I love that. I love that. I love that. I'm trying to look for it though. Lord, please, can you help us to copy and paste the question again? I'm trying to look for it. I am trying to look for where did the question go and hide? But she was about love. It was about love. It has to do with love. I'm trying
love.
I'm so yes. We want to put you on the we really want to put you on the spot. So I'm trying to look for the question. I'm going to look for the question in my okay. So she said, please, what is the place of falling in love while we are managing our halawi? Do we put our love life on hold, or do we date people that only see our potential? So, 𝘗𝘰𝘮𝘭𝘏. This time around, we want 𝘗𝘰𝘮𝑭𝘏 to please help us. I'm so sorry, guys, that I was not able to highlight the question. I'm so sorry. I don't know what is going on with my keyboard.
Question just dropped again. I think I just saw it now. The question just dropped again. So, yeah, there's something I believe in. Love is a beautiful thing, guy, and the honest truth is you're not getting any younger. You don't get to live your life twice. I mean, if you live your life once, well, that is even enough. If you get it a second time, that is, you have serious grace following you that wants you to do something with your life and do something real good with it. So if love comes your way and you feel this is what you want, please by all means enjoy it. Enjoy it responsibly. Don't enjoy it stupidly. Enjoy it responsibly. And there's something I tell people. You can how would I put this now? They said love is sweet when money jam man, But then I understand that it's even the little things that count. It's not the expensive thing. Sometimes it may not be the trip to Dubai. It might be that evening walk under the moons that could even be more important. How you guys build yourselves, how you guys, take care of each other, how you guys defend each other, how you guys want to see you people grow as much as possible. That is even more important. So sometimes love, I know money is important, but sometimes a good heart is better than the money. A good heart is better. So if you find someone that has a good heart and that wants the best for you, I mean, by all means, please enjoy that part of your life responsibly. Enjoy that part of your life responsibly. Thank you, Lord C, for the question. I hope I did justice to it.
I'm going to put this on my wall starting from tomorrow. Enjoy responsibly. Then he said, a good heart is better than money. 𝘗𝘰𝘮𝘭𝘏. Let's put it like that.
𝘗𝘰𝘮𝘭𝘏. I'm okay with K, I beg.
Thank you
I'm okay with K.
so
Thank
much.
You, Tolu.
I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful. I love the energy you brought to the live today. Thank you so much for
Big
bringing
energy.
Lottie, thank you so much for joining.
Lottie, thank you so much. Thank you, Esosa. Thank you, cohort 6. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Emeka, my kid bro. Thank you, everyone that joined. Everywhere that joined from beginning to the end. Thank you. We're thanking you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're so grateful. Yes, so the NYSC Boardroom is an notice a while. She said while for who gets attack or a good that is better than. Wow. Okay, so right now we'll be signing off with Mr. K. Thank you so much. So in case you are not aware, the NYSC Boardroom is a 5 years vision that was created to help change the face, to bring about change to the NYSC organization in Nigeria in all. We just want to make corpers discover, so that they can be able to deploy effectively. There's a lot of things that needs to be changed in Nigeria, and we feel as if NYSC year is that year when the like everything, nature, God Nigeria has given you a whole 1 year vacation to explore, to discover yourself, to know about yourself, and so that you'll be able to deploy yourself in an effective way to the world. You don't have to go to the world without what to do next. You can actually go to the world with a 5-year plan, a 4-year plan, a 2-year plan, whatever plan that comes easy to you. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much. I hope you'll be able to learn 1 or 2 things today. I learned a lot. I learned a lot. I even learned the power of networking, the power of having a good friend. Who would have thought that Lottie, where she is today, will be watching this your get 𝘗𝘰𝘮𝘭𝘏, but as a result of a good friendship with K, see what came my way, and I'm really, really grateful for it. I don't even know how I feel yet. I feel like I still need to off this life. I actually express myself, but sincerely, I'm really grateful. And that this is to show you the power of good friendship, the power of community, the power of showing up, and the power of actually putting a bet on yourself, and the power of actually going for that thing that you see in your heart. You can have that which is in your heart, provided you are able to put yourself through whatever you need to do to be not any kind of thing. Like Mr. K said, enjoy responsibly. whatever you do, do it responsibly. And I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mr. Godfrey, thank you so much for joining. Miss Janet, thank you so much for joining. Lord T, thank you so much for joining. Miss Ayomide, thank you so much for joining. Miriam Kuye, my special babe, thank you so much for joining. I'm really grateful to everyone who will be watching the replay, to everyone who is currently watching. Thank you so much. God bless you. Next week we'll be having, hey, are you ready for it? Victor Oba. Oh my God. Oh my God. Funny enough, I met Mr. 𝘮𝘠𝘕 through Victor Oba. Yeah, Victor Oba connected us to each other. Yes, Victor connected us to each other. So I'm really excited about next week. I'm excited. Next week we're having 2 sessions. We're having Saturday session. We're having Sunday session. And it is going to be mind-blowing. Please come with your pen. Come ready. We are about to make magic happen. Like, look at the kind of magic that happened today. Like, just look at that. Look at that. Look at the kind of magic that happened today. And we're going to do this again next week, Saturday and Sunday. So please join us. If you have not subscribed to my channel, hello, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for doing this with me. I'm really grateful. It's like, come your way next time. I'm signing off. My name is 𝘍𝘠𝘕. God bless you. Like, come your way next time, which is next week, by the way, next week. Bye bye. Thank you.